Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be sharing with you a few Christmas DIYs. The first one is a Christmas wreath because I had stuck a red bow on my door. My daughter was like, "You are going to change that, right?" So I needed a Christmas wreath, and I have here a 15-inch wreath. Dollar Tree does carry a larger size. I think it's 18. I have one package of the wired garland ties, and I'm not sure if I'm going to use this. And then I also have the garland. So I'm not sure which one I'm going to use. I'm thinking I'm going to use the garland to fill my wreath. Now most of the materials that I will be using to make this wreath I already had on hand, like this plaid ribbon. I'll also be using some picks. I have here some poinsettias, some pine cones with red berries, and these really pretty red birds with pine cones. Some scissors, a wire cutter, and a glue gun. So I did end up using the wired garland ties, and I did leave four for another project. Stay tuned for that. And I just basically wrapped the wired garland around the wreath, trying to make it nice and full. I then took the garland and wrapped it around the wreath. I then took my wire cutters and just started cutting all the stems off the picks. Using my hot glue gun, I glued all the picks around the wreath. Now I did leave a little gap in the center of the wreath for the bow. Now for the bow, I just cut the size that I thought would fit on my wreath, and I just basically folded it crisscross on top of each other. I then took the ribbon and cut it in two pieces, one a larger size, one a small size. I don't have measurements, I just eyeballed it, and then I folded the ribbon toward the back, as you can see here. And then I placed it right on top of the larger ribbon, and I just gathered it from the top to the bottom. I then took some jute twine and tied it right into the center of the bow. That way it will hold everything in place. I also gave the bottom of the ribbon a trim. And lastly, I just glued the bow right in the center of my wreath. I really liked how it turned out. I just love the pops of red. I'm really liking the traditional colors this year. And now we have a really nice wreath to put on the door. So I was on a hunt looking for small little signs for my tiered tray and I couldn't find any, so I figured I'd make my own. And I saw this idea off of the Daily DIYers channel. I really like her channel. She shares great DIYs. And I was like, oh my God, that's brilliant. And this DIY is so simple and easy. So let's get started. The items that I will be using for this DIY is one box of the wood tumblers, some black poster board, a utility knife, and a couple of paper towels. Okay, so the first thing I did was I started painting the tumbler blocks with the brown paint, and then I right away wiped it off with the paper towel. So it's a faster way to stain your blocks. Once my tumbler blocks were dry, I just placed them right on top of the black poster board to the size that I wanted, and then I took a pencil and I traced right around the blocks. I then took my utility knife and I just cut along where I traced. I then took some tacky glue and started gluing the tumbler blocks right on the black poster board. And here's what it looks like once the tumblers were all dried on the poster board. And I took that same brown acrylic paint and touched up the sides of the poster board so it would match the color of the frame. I decided to use some chalk paint and paint the inside of my picture just to give it a more darker look. Sorry for the shakiness. And then I just took some chalk and tried to give it a more worn look, wiped it down with a paper towel, and then I just wrote the words jingle and joy. I don't have the best penmanship, so I had to do this off camera. I love how these turned out. They look so rustic, so Christmassy. So let's go decorate my tier tray. Okay, so the accessories I will be using for my tier tray are things from Dollar Tree, ornaments, picks, and so forth. The tier tray is not from Dollar Tree. Okay, so the next DIY I want to share with you is super simple and easy to make. I had mentioned that I saved 4 of the wired garland ties, and what I'm going to do is just make some really pretty napkin ring holders. So I also have some round small gold ornaments, and I also have some twine and some scissors. Okay, so the first thing I did was take the garland tie and I twisted it to make a round circle, kind of looking like a mini wreath. And then I tucked the edges of the garland tie underneath, that way nothing sharp or pointy was sticking out. I also fluffed it out so I can make it nice and full. And with some jute twine, I wrapped the ornament around the napkin ring holder. Okay, so the next DIY I want to share with you are cone Christmas trees. I'm super excited because I want to incorporate this in my hot cocoa bar. I want it to be a candy cane theme. I have here these cone shaped styrofoam, and I have this beautiful candy cane stripe fabric, and I have some doles, however you want to call it. And Dollar Tree had these magnets years ago. They're like little wooden slices and they have inspirational sayings on it. So I will be taking the magnet off to use that as the stand, the base, and a hot glue gun. Sorry guys, I forgot to mention I will also be using some acrylic brown paint. I started off by painting the wooden sticks. I'm going to call them sticks because I'm probably not even pronouncing them correctly. So I started painting them and I used the same technique that I did with the little picture frames for my tiered tray. I painted it brown and then I took a paper towel and wiped it off. So a quick stain. I also removed the magnet from the wooden slice. I then took the fabric and wrapped it around the foam cone, and it took me a minute to actually get it right. That way nothing was showing and it just looked really nice, but then I got it. There was too much fabric at the bottom, so I just trimmed some of it off. I then took the wooden stick and I made a hole at the bottom of the styrofoam cone. And I made this one shorter because the first one I made, that one is a little bit taller, so I wanted one cone tall and one a little bit shorter. And with the first one I made, I used hot glue gun to stick the stick in the cone, and it melted the styrofoam. So just letting you guys know, you might want to use, if you try this DIY, tacky glue. This worked perfect. So once I made my hole, sorry for being not in the camera, once I made my hole in the styrofoam, I just inserted some of that tacky glue right in the middle. I then just inserted the stick right in the middle. I then took the tacky glue and I glued the bottom of the styrofoam cone, and then I took the bottom of the fabric and laid it right on top of the glue, making sure that everything is nice and smooth. And lastly, I'm going to glue the wooden slice to the bottom of my cone. Okay, so the last DIY I want to share with you guys is an advent calendar. And it is not budget friendly, but it was super, super fun to make, and I can't wait to share this with Ava. I used 13 pairs of Dollar Tree Christmas socks. I have here some letters with numbers, and they are stickers. I have some clear push pins, which I did not use. I have some green ribbon, which I did not use. I ended up using the Dollar Tree garland. Some clothespins, some white string tags, small little toys and snacks. And then I just wrote on some cardstock some activities we can do together. The first thing I did was start stuffing the socks with all the little toys and snacks. I then place the sticker numbers right on top of the white string tags for all the days of the month of December. Instead of using ribbon, I use the Dollar Tree's garland to hang the socks on, and I use command hooks to hang the garland on the wall. And I took the clothespins and pinned the socks right on the garland. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you for taking the time out to watch. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And also check me out on Instagram, Shante_Vega41. I post a lot of things on my page that I think that you might like. So I hope everyone has a great rest of the week, and I'll talk to you in my next one.